So ever since the spring, we have seen fertilizer prices starting to shoot up in all sectors of the industry as far as phosphorus, nitrogen, potassium. All three have been caused by different issues. We've had supply chain issues, we've had supply issues, we've had international market issues. And one thing to note is this is not a Oklahoma problem, it's not a US problem, it's actually a worldwide problem when it comes to fertilizer prices and all-time high prices. Now, many would remember the 2008 spike, and that's actually when I started my job, is to see all-time historic high prices for fertilizer in 2008. And unfortunately, the bad news is we're surpassing those prices. We're in $1 a pound of N, we're in 60, 70 cents a pound of phosphorus, and the same for potassium, which is easily 2x where it was a year ago at this time. Right now, some of the biggest challenges that would drive it even further is if we have another hit of COVID where we shut down manufacturing, supply chain and natural gas, maybe production starts slumping. As long as we have natural gas production, we're going to see that. Corn prices being where they are and wheat prices, the fertilizer plants are going to be producing as much as they can. But the world demand from China, from Russia, everybody is hungry for nitrogen right now. So likely we want to see this price hold for a little bit. I wouldn't expect it to go up too much further, but there's always that possibility that one more straw hits that camel's back and it just breaks it again.
At least from our standpoint, we're trying to implement different strategies, whether it be enriched strips from a nitrogen standpoint, trying to convince farmers to be more proactive than retroactive from a standpoint of not put anything out, fertilize that crop for what you want an APH yield to be or what your APH is.
Going into this spring, we've got to start making some management decisions as far as fertilizer input on both the wheat and our summer crops as we're planning for that. The past dry spell has actually not been a bad thing necessarily, at least for our grain-only wheat. It's stayed small. We haven't had a lot of growth, and the drying will have brought up some deep nitrate into more surface areas. So as we get rain, we have had really good root exploration. We should have a little bit more residual if we've had some deep nitrate come up, which means an important factor. If your wheat or summer crop, soil testing is critical this year. There is such a high value on taking even a good composite sample. So for a wheat crop, really telling folks to consider going out there right now and taking a sample. If you haven't taken one, run it for nitrogen just to see what you have in the tank. We know there's a lot of things that happen, but it'd give you a good idea. If you're a summer crop producer, especially corn, cotton, sorghum, really consider taking some deep soil samples. That might be 6 to 12 inches, it might be 6 to 18 inches. But we should really look at utilizing that deep nitrate this year, at least accounting for it when we go into our nitrogen budget. That value that you might spend $10 to $15 on a composite sample could easily save you $15 to $20 per acre on fertilizer cost. When we go to P and K fertility on all of our summer crops, including soybean, take your soil samples. Those soil tests we have shown over and over again to be highly valuable for P and K recommendations. If you're using a consultant, ask for sufficiency only recommendations. Sufficiency just gives you what the crop needs to make maximum yield. The buildup is just applying extra for the soil to maintain. This year's not a maintenance year. This year's a sufficiency year. Those soil test recommendations, whether it's Oklahoma, Texas, or Kansas, work. Utilize them. For our winter wheat producers, one more thing you've heard me say at least 100 million times on Sunup is enriched strips. Folks, I know it's January, but it's not too late. We've not had a lot of growth. We've not had rain to incorporate it to point. There is no problem putting out your enriched strips all the way up to or even past green up. So you've got 30 days to get out there and get your enriched strips on. Contact your county educator, see what they're doing, see if they can help you out. And as you heard from Cody, there's a lot of co-ops that are utilizing technologies and techniques like the enriched strip. So see what they can do to help you out.